Dazzlyn friends. Yeah, it's good to see you guys again. Today we're going to be talking about something really interesting. Yeah, today is mostly about moms. So I had an experience after I had my baby, and it was something that I found that a lot of women deal with. So today we're going to be talking about breastfeeding, the guilt trip that comes with breastfeeding, guys. Have you guys who have had kids seen your own personal guilt trips and guilt trips that come with people around you? Stay tuned, guys. We're going to talk about this and we're going to dive into it and dissect it. But before we start, share, like, subscribe, and comment, because I like to hear your feedback, guys. Okay, let's get started. So after I had my baby, right, and I found out that I wasn't lactating. One thing, guys, that I found out that is a myth, it's not real, is that when your baby is leaching, it's not supposed to be painful. It was so painful to find out late, because after I had my baby, I was not producing breast milk, and they told me to, you have to put the baby to leach on your breast and all that. Anytime I put the baby to my breast, my mom and my hands would go, you're not putting her well. And I'll be like, it's paining me. And they'll be, yeah, it's supposed to pain. It's supposed to pain you. It's supposed to cause pain. And you know it's working. She's doing it right. Until I went back to the hospital, because white people are just mind-blowing. They actually have a section for lactating. Like, these are people that just help with moms that are having issue with lactating. That's all they do in the hospital. So I was referred to them since I was not lactating all the time. I didn't lactate for like about 2 weeks. Yeah, so my baby was on formula all through that period. And then when I put the baby, and like, you're not holding her right. And then the woman went, is it paining you? I'm like, yeah, so it's not supposed to pain you. If you're having pain, then you're not doing it right. And I'm like, well, that's not all I've heard all my life. I assumed if it's painful, then you're doing it right. And she said, no, the baby is not sucking properly. That's why it's paining you. So apparently I had to unlearn that, and I'm like, I need to tell people about this. It's not supposed to pain you, please. So basically they taught me that by the time they placed the baby properly and she started sucking, I realized, oh, it wasn't painful at all. It was not supposed to be painful. So for those who have that, it's the wrong myth. It's a very, very wrong myth. I think we are accustomed to the fact that suffering gives reward back home. It's an African thing, it's a Nigerian thing. If you don't get pain, it doesn't feel like something is working. So I think that's the major problem with us, and we attribute it to every area of our lives, including breastfeeding. Some moms, new moms, they're trying, and baby is leaching, it's not meant to pain you. Yes, confirmed, it's not meant to pain you. But outside that, one of the things that frustrated me beyond that was my personal guilt trip. Imagine not putting baby up for like 2 weeks and milk's not coming out, and I was feeling like a mom that could not breastfeed a child when she was hungry, and she was, I know the crazy thing is that when they are leaching, they'll tell you why she's hungry is that's when you should put the baby to leach. It's better that way, so they get to leach better, that the milk come out, and I'll be feeling, and no milk will come out, and I'll feel like crying. And it was a very painful thing. And I spoke with my friend about it. She was like, yeah, she felt exactly the same way when she was breastfeeding. Her milk didn't come out for like 2 weeks. And she started feeling bad, started feeling depressed, started feeling like a bad mom. I'm like, okay. So is this attributed to postpartum depression? And she was like, well, she thinks so. But her milk eventually came out, so it passed. But for those first 2 weeks, she felt terrible. And I was like, I felt the exact same way. And a friend of mine gave birth after me, and she wasn't lactating, and she felt the exact same way. I'm like, okay. So there are different levels to postpartum depression, and this is one of it. So I spoke with my lactating nurse, and she was like, it's part of it. But as long as we're not, there are levels to it, as long as it's not so high, then it's fine. And then she talked me through it and encouraged me and all that. So the same thing I apply to women who are breastfeeding. If you're feeling like, baby is not sucking, and you feel like a bad mom who can't give the baby breast milk, my dear, it's not your fault. everything, it will come out eventually. Just give yourself time. I did a lot of drinking of. I did what works because my mother-in-law was recommending some things. My mother was recommending some things. They'll do pepper soup, they do all that. It didn't work. Honestly, it didn't work for me. What eventually worked was I was always one of my friends. I should like during our own time. What she did was all those things were not working for her. She took bread and tea. So what she does is in the morning she does bread and tea. In the evening she will do tea with her lunch. In the night she will do tea with her dinner. So what I decided to do was breakfast was basically bread and tea or oats with tea. Whatever I was doing, I would eat tea. Lunch I would take tea. Dinner I would take tea. And that's why I started lactating. So that's what eventually worked for me. Some people had it with pepper soup, some people had with a lot of things, and also you find what eventually works for you that will help and the baby to us later. Okay, so that's personal guilt, breastfeed, and breastfeeding guilt. Now let us talk about guilt that come from people around us. That was one of the things that annoyed me the most, isn't it? And I had friends that I spoke to about this, and they said they quarreled with friends, they quarreled with in-laws, they quarreled with people, they quarreled with their own parents because of this same issue. I don't know why people feel the need to judge people for breastfeeding or not breastfeeding. It's a very annoying thing. Do you know why it feels that as a mom, nobody can love your child more than you do? And somebody will now come and they guilt trip you or make you feel bad for not breastfeeding your own child that you carried, delivered, and for whatever reason you chose not to breastfeed. Now, breastfeeding has advantages. Of course, we have advantages to breastfeeding. Nobody is disputing that. But children turn out great, breastfed or not. I mean, we have people who are orphans, we have people who lost their moms, and they turned out fantastic and they are still very intelligent. And your child is going to be smart. It's not dependent on the 6 months exclusive you do. It helps with the development of the baby, yeah, but so does every other formula that has most consistency. But yes, breast milk is scientifically proven to be better than every one of them. It does not take away the fact that I don't feel like breastfeeding. For whatever reason, best known to me. My own experience was because I started with formula based on I wasn't lactating. The people were taking formula, fine. By the time I started breastfeeding and milk started coming out, I was doing both. And then sometimes people will be like, they'll catch you in a video call or whatever the case may be, and they'll have a comment of why you're not breastfeeding. And the thing is so annoying me because it's none of your goddamn business. It's absolutely none of your business how I choose to feed my child. As long as my child is healthy, comes out looking beautiful and plump and nourished, what else do you want from me? It's not like I'm starving the child. And I'm not saying that you should not breastfeed. Breastfeeding has the advantage. This mother, it connects you with the baby. There's this smell the baby gets from you as a mom that I think that's one of the major reasons why if you pick a baby up, a baby will always know the mom, even when they can't see. As long as they can smell, they know this is my mom because of the whole body-to-body contact, the breastfeeding and all that. So those are the advantages of it. And I'm not saying you should not breastfeed. I'm just directing these people who have opinion about food. Because I remember when I went to go and make my hair when my baby was about 3 months and started refusing both. So by that time she started taking breastfeed milk properly. So she started refusing formula. And I was talking to the hairdresser about my own struggle, and the woman was next to me. The woman was like, oh, she got only 3 months to go back to work. She's a nurse and her shifts are crazy. So because of that, she didn't even bother to breastfeed. She just started formula straight so that she can pass the baby to whoever can help her while she's at work. So imagine somebody who already has a plan that she's going back to work. You know, if it's a single mom or even if it's not, you really have husband. Because honestly, the truth be told, most of the work when it comes to breastfeeding is done by the woman. Men basically slip through a lot of things. They support as best as they can, but they don't support enough when it comes to feeding a child. So no matter how much they try, when the baby is crying and tired and all that, it's still the mother that feels like her body is, you know how moms feel. You guys can relate, right? So if I feel like giving my child formula is going to help ease the burden of my life, and the child is going to grow, the child is going to be fine. What's your opinion? Why are you giving an opinion? What is your business? Is the child being fed? Yes. Is the child nourished? Yes. So why are you complaining? What is, it was so annoying, honestly. I at a point I was so angry, and I had to talk to my mom like, why are people like this? Why would you think that you are better because you breastfed and I did not breastfeed? No, I'm saying this thing because I did breastfeed. I'm still breastfeeding. So, but I just flash back to those first periods when I was, when baby was really taking formula and everybody was like, you're giving formula. You're giving formula. See, boy. I was talking to my friend and she said, even when she goes to the hospital in Nigeria, the nurses would ask her, madam, you're doing, I'm like, what? First of all, why are Nigerians like this? Nobody asked me back here. Yeah, you just asked me, which one are you doing? Okay. If you are breastfeeding, then no. If you're not breastfeeding, okay. If you're breastfeeding, then they have things to give you for that. Maybe they give you extra, milk and all those things for your baby. If you're breastfeeding, then that's fine. They'll just address your situation based on whatever the situation is. They will encourage you, give you disadvantages and advantages of both. But can't we leave it at that back at home? Because in the night when babies want to eat, they wake up every 2 hours. I can tell from experience that it's better to bottle feed, because they take like enough and then they sleep for hours. Or like breastfeeding, you'll just be there and be sucking and sucking, and then you are sleeping and then you are tired. You get, and then they wake up again in 2 hours again, they will do it again, and they will probably take another 15-10 minutes on the breast, then they will go back to sleep, then they wake up again after 2 hours. It's exhausting. But if I was bottle feeding, I could give somebody that could just sleep and tell the person, give the baby, I want to sleep, just give the baby bottle, you get. I could want to go out and leave the child with somebody, knowing that the child will eat properly and not have to wait for breast. Then another advantage again is pumping the breast and putting it in the fridge. I know that. But my dear, do you think it's easy? I'm just giving you your options, so you just choose from. So you have to just put out the disadvantages and the advantages there. Do you think it's easy to pump? I have friends who pump. And I pumped. My dear, it's exhausting. You pump now. You pump it every time you put pump. Even my own pump is even convenient. It's not the one that you hold. You just put it and then you begin about your day. But it's not comfortable. Every time you are pumping, every day you are pumping, every minute you are pumping. It's exhausting. You know how exhausting that thing is. And then somebody will come and tell you, why you bottle feeding because it is not taking it straight from your breast. And I'm like, as they killed the child, the baby breastfed, did they bring good? They didn't breastfeed, did they lack good? It's Jesus came, Jesus died. How he died, the way he laid on the cross, were you going to do it for him? So if he decided to die in another form, were you still going to die for him? So if me, I'm going to carry the baby and deliver it, and you're not delivering the baby for me, and you're not breastfeeding the child for me, you're not bottle-feeding the child for me, you're not pumping the breast milk for me, what is your opinion? Why do you think you have an opinion? Why do you think you have an opinion on how I should breastfeed or I should feed my child? Now, all the methods are fine to me, honestly, because if you are a mom who is going to rush back to work anytime soon, honestly speaking, I shouldn't think you should breastfeed. You should have pump the breast into bottle and then, carry on from there, or start up with formula. That's my own opinion. I told my husband, I said, my next baby will not taste milk from my breast. I will pump and keep, or I will use formula straight up. Either of the two, depending on how I feel that period. Then you catch me breastfeeding, that way you need to have enough time. I don't plan on going back to work. And this is coming from someone who had 1 year leave, maternity leave. I got 1 year maternity leave from work. So because of that, I wasn't so keen about how I should feed. I felt like, okay, I have a whole year, and it's almost a year, guys. My baby still goes to bed with breastfeeding. And we are struggling. And we're like, okay, you eat this today, I'm trying to win her over. She's collecting some things, she likes some things, but when it comes to night period, she does not want to collect anything apart from breast, and she does not take from bottle. She wants it exactly from my breast. And I'm like, when did this end? So now I'm thinking, you know what, I should have just continued in bottle. I shouldn't have just even put breast in her mouth at all. And I'm regretting my decision. And it's not like a bad decision. I don't, not that kind of regret. Like, it's not really a major problem for me. But imagine someone who can't, who don't have that luxury of time to deal with all this. And then you now tell the person, this is the method at which you should feed your child. But then you don't have an opinion. Be you mother-in-law, be you sister-in-law, be you mother of the girl, be you sister of the girl, because it's always women. Some men too. And please, there's something my father used to say. My father used to say, any man that has an opinion about women's look, clothing, how they should live, that has too much opinion about it, that man has issues. That's what my dad used to say. So most of the time I used to check out men that have so much opinion about things like that. I used to say they used to have serious issues. Honestly, I've come to the decision that they do have issues because I checked it very well. Men naturally don't have time to think for things that are important. Men just do things, do what they have to do, and it has passed. And then they move ahead and go to the next thing. So for you to be a man and you have the time, it means that first you are jobless. But even if you have a job and still you still have the time in the midst of all your job, your marriage, your life, your work, your girlfriend, whatever your situation is, your family, and then you're looking at that woman and you're like, why is she not breastfeeding? Why is she dressed like this? Why is she this one? Why is that one? Something is wrong with you. Something is biologically, spiritually, physically, mentally wrong with you. Because it's not your nature, right? It's not your nature. So if you have to kind of develop something that is not in your nature, you have time to kind of developing that kind of skill. When you should have had the time to do other skills that was supposed to be beneficial to your life. You're looking at things that concern women. Something is disturbing you. But that's even your problem. So when I come to comment section and I see men being judgy or women being judgy about how somebody else just gave birth and they're traveling up and down, they're doing this one, they're doing that, why are they feeling like that? Or you go on social media and somebody was feeling their child, they'll be like, this child is too small to be bottle fed, you should be breastfeeding. All this Africans need to start thinking. I don't know how to explain, like we need to start thinking beyond regular things. Like I feel like that's why we cannot grow back home. Like the things that bother white people are completely different from things that bother black people. And it is why the white society strives more than the black. Because look at things we should be fighting about. First of all, we have stupid government, stupid education, stupid system of schooling, stupid healthcare. We have a lot of things that are not working for us. But what we see on social media to discuss is how somebody else who has figured out how to take care of their own child, and they will now sit down and now start ranting, be telling the person you are not taking care of the child, like you can do better. Like if I brought a child who is not your own to you will sit down and raise that child better than me that is the mother of the child. It's just baffling, and I think it needs to be addressed. I think people need to mind their business. I think women especially need to mind their business. That's why they used to say, women are their own enemies. Instead of helping one another, instead of telling them that, I think our parents didn't try at all, both in marriage and in delivery and all those things. So many things that they should have told us in society, they just tell you, don't worry, you should enjoy it, that's how it should be. They're not realistic about the situation. Like, you're not realistic. They tell you get married because you're supposed to get married on time, then you rush in and then you rush out for whatever reason, or you rush in and then you're there, you're dealing with stuff. You rush and you have it good, no wahala. They will not tell you, maybe you enter the marriage, give birth. They don't tell you the ups and downs of having a child. Are you mentally ready for it? Because they did. And I think one of the reasons why our parents and mothers are the different is because their generation had less ambitious as women. Like, they just feel that we're really ambitious. And if you notice, most of the ones that were ambitious didn't marry on time, they have kids on time, that. So the ones that rushed into it, we're ambitious, but give it up for societal pressure, whatever the case may be, because there was a standard why a woman should be, and they are passing that on. So you as a mother who knew that, okay, you're rushing to marriage, if you had known, you should have finished university and had this one and had that one. Maybe you'd have had a better career life than had a husband and all that. I'm not saying any method is wrong, I'm just saying you should have passed the advantage down to your child and let her know disadvantage and let them choose. But no, you still come and tell us, do it this way. I got married and I had my 4 kids at the go. What were the disadvantages of having your first kid at the go? Do you know what it took? If you remember what it took from you, you remember what you sacrificed. You need to tell me, as your own daughter, as your own granddaughter, as your own niece, as your own sister, that okay, this is what it takes. This is what you're going to give up. This is what is involved. Are you willing to go this road the same way I went down this path? Are you willing to go that path? If not, there are other paths you can also go. But these are also the disadvantages of this path because I know better. But no, if you just want to be passing the same thing. And our own generation, women are now more ambitious. Girls want to be doctors and still be moms and still be wives. Girls want to be lawyers. They want to be, they want to go to school. They want to have their masters. They want to have all these things and still have a family and still raise kids. So we are more ambitious. Now we are planning. We plan more. You want to have a child now and then have space and go back to your career, fix your career, then come back and have the next child, or have it at the goal. They focus at the career all at once. We are just different people now. We're not the same like our mothers. This is why people complain a lot that these girls are this one, our fathers are not like our mothers. We're not, because we took a lot. We look at our mothers and we saw a lot of flops that they had and we decided to do better. So I want to be the mom who is able to go back to work and be at ease that my child is being fed properly. So no matter, even if I'm not even going back to work, even if I'm sitting down at home, I'm going to be a housewife. I'm going to be a housewife and I'm going to take care of my child. But I don't want to even be breastfeeding again in like how many months for my own mental sake, because I have other things to do with my time. So I want to go to drop the child and what to feed or what kiss, wherever the case may be. It's my decision. It's up to me to decide. It's not you. It's not your choice. You don't have any reason to guilt trip me or to make me feel like I'm doing something wrong or I'm doing something bad. To my own baby, the baby I carried, a child that you cannot love more than me. I think it's high time we stop this bullying or this guilt tripping, this attitude of making people feel bad about things we know we cannot even do better than them. It's so painful. So in my own time, I things don't feel I was so angry with them, but it started becoming painful when I realized I spoke with other women and some of them had the same thing. Some people had to quarrel with their in-laws, some people quarrel with their friends. It costs a lot. Sometimes you're talking and then people be like, no, you're not carrying the child right, you're not doing this, or no, you say a lot. I'm like, what? You're not raising the child right, oh, you're not doing this one, you're not doing that one. But some things that yes, that you will know that for sure somebody is misbehaving, but not breastfeeding a child or bottle feeding a child or is a child feeding. That's the answer. Yes. Child is feeding, the child is being fed properly. And if they go and check scale, is the child growing? Yes, the child growing properly. Yes. What do you want again? What else do you want? You don't have to sacrifice the entire self to prove that it's that mother. That's going to make you happy. Please. It's 2024. It's 2024. Don't get me wrong. Every of this method, every single one of them are good. They have their advantages, they have their disadvantages. Let people choose their struggle. Let them choose. Let them know, okay, these are the advantages of breastfeeding, these are the advantages of bottle feeding, these are the advantages of formula. These are the disadvantages of breastfeeding, disadvantages of bottle feeding, disadvantages of formula. Then let them say, okay, this is what I can deal with. Let them deal with it in peace. And that's all I have to say. Can you guys please comment on this? I really want to see other moms who I know, new moms. I hope this will help you. I hope husbands will support their wife in whatever decision they make with breastfeeding or feeding their kids. Are you going to be there to support her decision? It's not the one that you yourself will now be there wondering why your wife is not breastfeeding your child, but you feel like breastfeeding is the best method. Educate yourself. If you don't know enough, ask your doctors. Sit down with your wife, talk about it, and then you can decide okay, what are your plans, and then choose the best method. It's not everything you just think that and just sit down and be judging. So please, let's address this. Let's do better. I know a lot of people work with ignorance, and I know sometimes it comes from a place of love. It's understandable, but not all opinions need to be voiced. We need to understand it. It's not every opinion that pops up in our head we need to say. Do you understand? And truth be told, even if it comes from sister or brother or mother or father, it does not make it less annoying. So even if you say it and you know that's because your family is raised in a way that Except you have a relationship with a person like the person understand like you're single thing. Then if you're going to say, don't say it in a judgmental form. Tell them your opinion. No, the different thing someone comes and say, okay, this is what I think. Okay, what do you think? And the person say, no, this is what I'm thinking. Like, oh, okay, I see your reason. But not why are you? Why won't you? Let's be better. So guys, I want to hear your thoughts. Let me see your comments. But please, I need you guys to share this. We need to go out, let people see this, let moms, new moms, old moms, let aunties, our after hand, our aunties, let them see this. Yes, make them see this so they will know, because it's majorly them we are talking about. Majorly, not entirely. 60% of this conversation is because of them. And then, of course, the rest is family members and friends. So guys, the word you got from me. So it's always aunties, and all that. And oh no, they're the ones that. Anyways, guys, please let's just like, share, and like, and comment. And I will see you guys next week. I love you guys. Bye.